Third chukker about to start. 5-2 in favour of the home team. The home team are going the short distance towards the Channel 10 BMW scoreboard. In comes the ball. The clock's away. Jimmy Wood tries to get off with it. Dan Keating sends a lovely backhand to Minnie. Minnie's going to have to cut it towards the middle. She does. Garrie Rennuci trying to get in front of her. He does enough, I think. Charlie Bullis picks it up. He's got Seb stopped in his way. Charlie sends it. Oh, Garrie brilliantly meets it, I think, but the whistles go from both the umpires. I think maybe people stopping on the ball, not really clearing the way to allowing the dark blues to run at goal. I'm thinking, we'll see what the umpires say, but I'm thinking it's probably a foul in favour of the home team. Never quite sure though. They've got, I think, a choice of from the spot or from the middle, the 30-yard. And we'll just wait and see which direction everyone's going. It's difficult to tell. I think England are retreating. Yep. The English don't retreat very often, but they have to in polo occasionally. And Charlie Bullis, the number 1, will take this penalty. It's at a sharp angle. He has a choice to take it to the 30 and straight at goal, but I guess it's close enough for him just to pop it through the goal. It is. The flag waves high over his head. Score to the home team. 6-2. So teams lining back up. And in comes the ball from Rory Tory. England get the first touches on it. Jimmy Wood runs into the USA though, but backing him up, Sebastian Tarnowski. Sebastian going forward. Well played, Sebastian. And again, Sebastian. Can he get through the lot? Bouncing ball just beats him, I think. They leave the ball behind. Keating picks it up. Goes across the face of his goal. Doesn't quite get the angle on that. He's got Sebastian Tarnowski riding him off. Dan wins the ride off. Tries a reverse backhand. Doesn't really manage it, but he's got 3 USA behind him. They should be in front of him as well. And Stephen O'Kane takes advantage of no marking. Now Stephen takes off in the wrong direction, making it difficult for himself. He's going to have to turn this around. He's going to bounce it on the boards. It's not easy to hit off the boards. Dan Keating and co arriving at speed. Stephen does very well. Stephen O'Kane, brilliant. He's got Michel coming with him. Michel on the near side gets the backhand, but whistles go from the umpires. Maybe Michel didn't quite have the line that he should have done and infringed on England. That's what Rory Tory is saying, and he's going to put the ball down on the 60-yard line. Penalty against the USA in favour of England. They can defend this. They have to be behind the 30-yard line. You'll see the dark blues between the ball and the goal mouth. And I'm guessing that Jimmy Wood will be taking this, the number 4 for England. He's just looking. He's going to send his team forward. He's going to tee up the ball, make sure it's not in a divot. You'll see 2 of the English players will go either side of the goal mouth. So if it's running wide, they'll try and put it back towards the centre. And here comes Jimmy Wood. Just having a little warm-up swing. Nice and relaxed. Looking extremely comfortable on that pony. Well collected. Big open shoulders. Oh my goodness, that's a flyer, ladies and gentlemen. It's through the goal and into the middle of everybody at the back. I think that's a good way to take a penalty. Just avoid all 7 other players. Straight over the top, straight through the middle. Wow, what a penalty. Cracking goal from Jimmy Wood. All right, good tip to the home team. Don't give them any penalties. If he can score a 60 like that, he can probably score from the halfway line. In comes the ball. Minnie Keating heading in the right direction towards the scoreboard. Come on, Minnie. Doesn't get the second shot. It's all right. Charlie Bullis is right behind her. Uh-oh, he pops it off Minnie's pony. Look at that pass from Charlie right in front of Minnie. But it's a lot of work. She's got Stephen O'Kane riding her in the corner. Where are we going with it? Hard to see. It's very difficult on the boards and people trying to get tight angles. It's in front of Minnie again. Can she get this little backhander? No, she can't. Oh, just leaves it there. Garrie tries to get it backhand from Michel. Doesn't get anywhere. Sebastian Tarnowski clearing it for England. Puts it in front of Jimmy. Jimmy Wood trying to get it. Tries to pick it out the air. Dan Keating for the backhand. Leaves it behind though. Sebastian Tarnowski gets over the halfway line. And now we got Jimmy Wood picking it up for England. Minnie going with him. Trying to hook his stick. Jimmy still still going very fast indeed on that pony. Minnie does enough pressure on him. Dan gets a little touch away from the goalmouth area. Brilliantly finds Charlie Bullis. Bullis needs to turn up. Oh, it's just been left there. Jimmy Wood, Dan Keating, they're over the top of it. Can Minnie come through quick enough? Minnie can. She gets one shot, gets the second. She's over the halfway line, but there's Jimmy Wood in defence, and Stephen O'Kane taking Minnie out of the way. Oh, this could be difficult, and Stephen O'Kane does very well indeed in front of pressure from Charlie Bullis. Stephen doesn't get the next shot, but he's backed up by Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy misses out. Charlie Bullis says, here, Jimmy, have another go. Charlie Bullis bounces off the boards. Jimmy Wood, brilliant by Jimmy Wood, brilliant by Jimmy Wood. Oh, it's unfortunate for him, hits a pony. I'm not sure you can blow that as a foul because it just hit a pony, but I think the umpires decided Dan didn't do enough to clear the way as Jimmy was taking off towards the USA goal. We'll see what the umpires decide. They're going to move it to the 60-yard line, I think. Yeah, it's going to be a 60-yard penalty in favour of England. There's a tough call on Dan because he didn't really... If you hit the ball at the player and the player sort of gets in the way, it's not really his fault, but there you go. But hold your breath because Jimmy Wood can send this right over the top of everybody. Whose car? Anybody's car parked behind the goals over there? Be worried. All right, 60 yards. I bet the Americans are slightly worried about this now, having seen him take that last penalty. They will put their bodies on the line if it's coming at them. I think I would play chicken and duck. All right, here comes Jimmy, the number 4. Again, looking extremely collected on that pony. He's going to open his shoulders and go bam. Doesn't get the hit he wanted. Charlie Bullis does brilliant and meets it. It's left there though. Keating trying to clear it. And two people bump into each other. Stephen O'Kane, I think, unfortunately for Dan, might have had the right to the line. I'm not sure. It's difficult from an angle up here. That's why you have mounted umpires, because they can move and get onto the line quicker than anybody else. And I think they've decided it's a penalty in favour of England, and I have to agree with what I could see from here. That is the correct call. Sebastian, you need to be behind the ball. And it's a one shot. So Jimmy might have missed the 60, but he ain't going to miss this with 3 minutes left to play in the first half. Jimmy just walks up to it, drops the stick onto it, easy as you like, and there is another goal for England. 4-6, only 2 in it.
There's Jimmy.
And Rory patiently waiting for the teams. England going up towards the scoreboard. In comes the ball. Does it go all the way? Yep. And Jimmy Wood onto it brilliantly, turning towards the attack. And Charlie Bullis hooks his stick, but Stephen O'Kane's behind him. Doesn't get the angle he wants now. Michel turning onto it. Can't get onto it. Sebastian does enough. Minnie Keating coming at speed. Come on, Minnie. Go, go, go. Dan calls her off it. Wants to pass the ball up to Charlie. Charlie's got it in front of him, as is Dan. Charlie takes on the responsibility, moves the ball slowly up the field. He's got a lot of work to do from the corner. He tries the under the next shot, doesn't get the angle anywhere near what he was after, and hits the ball over the back line. This is about the first hit in, I think, for England we've had. I think the USA team been very accurate in front of goal up until now. So Jimmy Wood to bring it in for England. Taps it. Charlie Bullis making a move to put some pressure on him. He tries to get the hit away. He does get the hit away. It's in front of Keating though. Keating at speed. What a lovely backhand from Keating. Unfortunately runs into Minnie. Charlie Bullis is there though. Charlie does well. Can Charlie back it towards Minnie? You know he's going to pick it up himself as Minnie takes Jimmy Wood out of it. And they're going to leave the ball for Keating. Dan Keating now got an opportunity for the home team. Sebastian goes across the front of him. Oh, Keating unlucky. Garrie Rennuci gets a little backhand. Minnie, oh, well played Minnie, gets the backhand. Jimmy doesn't quite get the hit he wants. Michel takes him out. Well done, Michel. But the whistles go. I think maybe Michel might have come across the line with a minute 18. Wow, what a great game of polo we're having so far. This is fabulous stuff. Please, everybody, do go out onto the pitch and tread in the divots. Take yourself a Pimm's Royale, why not, and tread in. We'll put on some English tunes for you. Go find divots. The flatter we can make this field, the faster the game, and it's just brilliant so far. Jimmy Wood brings it in. Jimmy looking upfield. Look at those shoulders open as he fires the ball up right in front of Stephen O'Kane. Stephen needs to go under the neck. Michel's going to put some pressure on him. Stephen leaves the ball behind, turns onto it quickest on himself though. Garrie Rennuci trying to get it. Charlie Bullis in there, as is Michel. Where's the ball now? Why do they keep going in the corner? Everybody watching, what's going on? Umpires finally blow the whistle. Look like a bit of cowboys and Indians going round and round in circles there. Who fouled who or what went where? I'm thinking it's going to be a penalty in favour of the home team from the spot. As England move 30 yards into play, away from the ball. Dan Keating brings it in, and the clock's running down. 30-second bell to go. Dan, move it up the field quickly. Who's in control? Dan pushes it forward. Stephen O'Kane. Sebastian going to cover Michel. Dan leaves it for Charlie. Charlie straightens it up, but Jimmy Wood is there. Jimmy's going to try and turn it in front of Charlie. Jimmy Wood still fighting for it. There goes the 30-second bell. Oh, he's over the top of it. No, his pony said, here, have another go, Jimmy. Kicked it in front of him. Dan Keating wins the hook that time. Minnie hooks Stephen O'Kane, and Charlie Bullis gets the backhand. It's right in front of Michel Nseir, right in front of goal now. He's got it, surely, with 11 seconds. Get the backhand in there. Yes, no, he's missed it. Michel, you had 10 seconds. You could have stopped your horse, got off and put it through the goal. And there goes the second bell. It's half time. We're going to put 20 minutes on the clock. What a great first half. I'm absolutely so excited already for the second half. Please go find divots, tread in. Let's have a really good second half game. And we'll get back to you. Brilliant.